Well, I just got tired of being pushed around. Yeah. Sometimes you just get tired of it, and then you realize, wait a minute, I have something inside of me that's stronger than what's out there. That's right. So when you've had enough, you realize, wait a minute, why do I even care about these people and what they think? Who are they? They don't even know who they are. So I'm not going to back down anymore. I'm not going to back down ever again.
Amen.
Like, I think it's Nicki right now. That's why I support Nicki.
But you had a whole crew though. That's what made it so different.
Yeah,
I mean, first of all, nobody had success like you had. But then having a whole crew that was successful as well.
You think she could assemble a crew?
She can build it.
So, over the last few days, the entire internet has been dogpiling Nicki Minaj over her appearance at that Turning Point USA event with Erica Kirk. Fans are calling her every name in the book. Over 10 million barbs allegedly unfollowed her on IG, and basically they're all saying the same thing. Nicki is done. Now, whether that was her choice, a break, or pressure behind the scenes, nobody knows for sure. But it's clear that Nicki is isolated right now. But despite all this, one person is sticking up for her, and that's 50 Cent. So 50 is out here pushing this narrative that Nicki went MAGA because Roc Nation is after her, and she's scared she might lose her freedom. Now, it sounds unhinged, but a lot of her fans are backing this theory that Jay-Z has been trying to get Nicki out of the way for years now, and that what we're seeing now is the setup phase. I mean, if you have been following Nicki over the last few months, you must have seen the countless tweets she aimed at Jay and Beyonce. Now, here's where it gets even messier. We all know 50 can't stand Jay-Z. They've been beefing for years now. And 50 even claimed that Jay tried to sabotage his career. Like that time he pushed hard to get him out of Dr. Dre's Super Bowl performance. So is 50 backing Nicki because they both hate Jay-Z? Or is he genuinely on her side? And what is actually going on with Nicki? She used to clown Trump during his first term and refused to be associated with him. But now she's out here shilling for Erica Kirk and calling Trump handsome and saying he's a role model for young men. See, dear young men, you have amazing role models like our handsome, dashing president. Sometimes it really feels like we're living in a simulation because what is going on right now. I love Nicki. She's from Queens, right? Her damage comes from the same place, all right? So in case you missed it, on December 21st, Nicki showed up as a surprise guest at America Fest, the huge conservative event hosted by Turning Point USA in Phoenix, Arizona. And she wasn't there to perform. She was on stage talking politics, and I said that with air quotes with Charlie Kirk's widow and the new CEO of Turning Point, Erica Kirk. And then during their little talk, she openly praised Trump and J.D. Vance, calling them role models and saying she admired them. And y'all, Nicki really sat in front of Erica Kirk and called Vance an assassin. But while everyone else cringed, it looked like Erica thought it was hilarious to be reminded that her husband was assassinated just 3 months ago. And you have amazing role models like the assassin J.D. Vance, our vice president. And when I say that, trust me, there's nothing new under the sun that I have not heard. So you're fine. Yes, we did. But Nicki didn't stop there. She also went after California Governor Gavin Newsom, calling him New Scum, which is lifted straight from Trump's own nickname. And the crowd ate it up. Dear New Scum, we don't have a problem cleaning up the scum if we have to. Please tread lightly. That's what I would say to Gabby Poo. Nicki tried to frame all this as some sort of personal awakening. She said she got tired of being pushed around and that she wasn't going to back down anymore. I'm not going to back down anymore. I'm not going to back down ever again. Amen. But what does this even mean and who was pushing her around? Well, here's where the whole Jay-Z Roc Nation mess comes in. See, there's this theory floating around that Jay-Z tried to get Nicki arrested, and allegedly it was 50 Cent who warned her about it. One fan on X said that after the whole Nicki train happened, they thought Nicki was done. But then the Megan drama happens. Nicki sees Jay behind Megan. Nicki gets tea from 50 Cent that Jay is trying to end her career, including the arrest. And then Nicki goes ranting on Jay. This user also claimed that Nicki asked Democrats to help her, but they didn't because they were with Jay-Z. So apparently Nicki tried to expose Roc Nation by talking about the case against the Roc Nation CEO, Desiree Perez, who was sued by her own daughter, Demore, who alleged that Desiree orchestrated her unlawful psychiatric detention and made false accusations about Deary's husband, Javon Hadley, in an effort to destroy their marriage. Now, mainstream media never covered this case except for Tasha K, and if it wasn't for Nicki, nobody would probably even know about it. Nicki posted about it all the time on X, publicly showed support for Diori, and shared updates about the case. And then she even called on the feds multiple times to investigate Desiree and Roc Nation for their alleged RICO crimes. Now here's where the rabbit hole gets even deeper. Just months ago, on July 16th, Nicki again called out Desiree Perez, and she pointed out that Desiree was pardoned by President Trump a few years ago on unrelated charges. And by the way, this is factual. Desiree Perez really did receive a pardon from Trump on January 19th, 2021, during his final hours in office. She received a full pardon for a conviction related to a conspiracy to distribute narcotics that dated back to 1994. And it's been alleged that Desiree got off easy in that case because she flipped and became a Fed informant. And even Nicki hinted about it in that post about Trump pardoning Desiree and wrote, "Thank you for your cooperation in this matter." So knowing all this, why is Nicki suddenly supporting Trump when Trump pardoned the person she hates the most besides Jay-Z? Nicki literally believes Roc Nation and Desiree sabotaged her career and tried to get her locked up. But now she's saying that the man who pardoned Desiree is a role model. The whole thing is just so bizarre, and it really does feel like there's much more going on behind the scenes than we can see. Now, of course, some people think it's not that deep, and they're claiming that Nicki just lost her everlasting mind from alleged nose candy use. On the other hand, you got people siding with that theory about Jay-Z's alleged plan to get Nicki locked up. And apparently, 50 Cent is one of them. By the way, this isn't out of character for 50. He and Nicki have a long track record of showing each other love. And 50 always defended Nicki when she was beefing with other rap girlies because he believed Nicki was just defending her throne. When they look at Nicki and they say she's like crazy, like Nicki Minaj, it's a lot of new females coming into hip hop culture, and she got a position that she has to fight to sustain. Yeah, they don't let you keep the position. Yeah, so yeah, you got to stay active and do what you got to do. And then Nicki also showed support for 50 every time he was involved in some public feud. In fact, just days ago, Nicki defended 50 from the backlash over Diddy's documentary and shared a photo of 50 with the caption, "Trumps over chumps." So now some of Nicki's fans who are still refusing to give up on her are pushing this narrative that Nicki is playing the long game because she understands fame and knows that she can't go alone against Roc Nation and Jay-Z. She needs a bigger army. And since Jay-Z is with the Democrats, she sees who can bend the institutions. But that's just one theory because there's also the hypocrisy angle. Some people online are pointing out that 50 Cent himself has flirted with MAGA politics in the past, supported certain conservative policies, and just last month he threw a whole tantrum after Zotan Mani was elected as NYC's mayor. So now some folks are calling out 50 for pretending to be the hero here while Nicki takes all the heat. But then there's also a group of fans who are seeing through this whole circus. They're saying we really need to stop giving these celebrities so much credit because at the end of the day, they'll do anything for a check. We heard that Nicki received $1 million for her appearance with Erica Kirk. And that includes Nicki, 50 Cent, Jay-Z, and pretty much all of the mainstream artists. These sellout rappers are one of the reasons why a lot of black folks don't trust these rich black celebrities because they'll do anything to get in with these rich, wealthy white crowds like Nicki Minaj, 50 Cent. It's over. All right? So now I want to hear from you. What do you think happened to Nicki? Is she being set up or is she making her ownest? And do you believe that this really has something to do with Nicki's war with Jay-Z and Roc Nation? Or are fans just connecting dots that might not be there? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't miss this next video.